let that go for a minimal amount of time. It's a bit of a warning to let you know, wrap it up guys, we don't have forever. I also need to keep time, so I'm going to use this clock in a can.
Clock in a can?
I literally have a clock in a can.
Clock in a can?
Clock in a can.
Clock in a can?
Clock in a can. It is, it really is, there's a clock in a can.
Clock in a can?
Clock in a can. Let's introduce our first speaker, Captain of the Modern Team, John Robertson.
Thank you. Folks, thank you very much. Let me just move this a little closer to you. I wish to be a little closer to you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my job today to tell you that modern games kick the hell out of the old ones. And the fact is that they do. And the reason you know this is true is because my speech just started and it's not still loading. And if you want to say, but John, the Super NES never had to load, let me say to you, you never heard speech on a Super NES. And if you did, it sounded like Bane. It was as clear as and precise as Sean Connery trapped in a well. It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. It's not good. And it's not just the sound. We live in an age now where graphics are so good that the fact everyone in Minecraft looks like a bunch of cardboard boxes is now a fun novelty. The retro team looks at that and says, wow, the future. Because retro gaming is a big title. The retro team here, one beard, Bellatrix Lestrange, whatever you're meant to be. The retro team, to win this contest, have to prove that every game, from the 70s to the 90s, is better than what's on offer now. And to be fair, most of the time the characters didn't do much, and they looked terrible. You might say pixels, I say everyone looks like they have a skin condition. You say 8-bit, I say I've got a cream that'll fix that. Folks, if you play modern games, then you know we live in a world of pure imagination with the technology to back it up. The retro team will try and tell you that older is better. I've had several girlfriends and I can tell you that's not true. But it's not just about your taste in games. Games are an art form involving technological development, which means they're like medicine. Advancements in the field make them better. The modern team are about brain surgery that fixes you up. The retro team are there going, have you got a headache? I need to amputate your leg. Let's start by talking about health in games. This is modern. I've been shot a bunch of times. I'm going to hide behind this box. Now I'm better. Bang, bang, bang. That sounds silly until you think of the retro options. I've been shot a bunch of times, but don't worry, I just found some food on the ground. Oh, you keep shooting me, demons. I've got a chicken. If you were shooting someone and they hid behind a box, I would think, good, they're trying not to be shot. If they started eating food, I would think, this is a complete weirdo, and I would keep shooting them. I was playing the beat 'em up Final Fight, and you walk around beating up a street gang, and you keep finding turkeys in rubbish bins and eating them. You're getting bashed by thugs, and when you eat a rubbish bin turkey, you feel better. Let me tell you, the first thing that you get eating a rubbish bin turkey is food poisoning. And the only reason people would stop attacking you is because you would be vomiting. And I know, retro team, I know, you probably think vomit is some kind of Street Fighter special move. Quarter circle forward, heavy punch, blur, up, down, up, blur, Konami code everywhere. We, and all of you, play games that keep the experience smooth. You're getting killed, you get out there and you come back. And we do that so you can keep playing. It doesn't make it easier. But if you can accomplish the hard task of avoiding the millions of bullets and swords and bolts of lightning coming your way, you're rewarded. You can get right back up and get to it. The retro team are playing games where the characters need to eat constantly to live.
Time warning.
Time warning? To hell with your time warning. I'm playing this on Skyrim rules. It'll take as long as I want. Speaking of which, modern games are made so you can play them for the longest possible time. Sick of the storyline? Go on a side quest. Sick of a side quest? Do anything you want. If the retro team wants to tell you old games are better, they've got to justify that every type of old video game, and that includes arcade machines, are better. Because it took the modern generation of consoles to make arcade games fun to anyone who didn't have the money to buy an extra life after they died. Arcade games are bullies, taking your lunch money. Modern games are pets that want to play with you. Retro games are like boxers with brain damage. They're simple but hard. Think of it like this. These kids, the retro want to kill you. The modern will reward you if you don't die. Because a modern game is like having a boyfriend or a girlfriend with low expectations. You live with each other for a while, and when you achieve something, you get a present. My life would be a lot easier if every time I completed a task, my wife gave me an alternate costume. The only reward a retro game can give you is a high score and finger blisters. Now to finish up, folks, I will just tell you, my modern team of fabulous pants man with beautiful biceps and our good evil friend with an astonishingly washboard abdominal muscle construction are going to prove that modern games beat the hell out of the old ones, while these sad old people here, these skeleton turtles Mario used to jump on, give you their pathetic rambling memories of a bygone age before video games were games and didn't really include video. You, me, folks, as long as we play our modern games, we're committing Grand Theft Auto. We're having a Mass Effect. We feel the call of duty to go out on the battlefield for modern warfare. We're adventurers. We're world builders. I was an only child. I'm not gonna shut up. We are kick It's not multiplayer. We are kick-ass warriors. We're living in a beautiful HD world that wants us to keep playing, not just cheat for money. And if we are Master Chiefs, Assassins, Hitmen, Sackboys, Angry Birds, that must mean that all of you out in the crowd, you are Dragonborn from Skyrim. And if the modern age is the Dragonborn from Skyrim, then that means that the retro team are Spyro. And one purple dragon is no match for an army of angry Vikings. Let me put it this way. I used to be a retro gamer like you, then I bought myself a PS3.
Woo! John Robertson, everyone, for the modern team. Now, to plead his team's case, we have Joe Gilroy.
Thank you very much. I would like to begin by saying that, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, while this group of men, they are exceedingly good looking, and they are completely dense, and it wastes everybody's time to have to listen to them. And the way that they attempt to position us as these terrible omens of a bygone era, it's disgusting. And I've had enough. I've had enough of having to deal with this propaganda from them. I'd like to start by telling you a story. A story about a little game called Call of Duty that went to sleep one day, and when it woke, it was in heaven, greeted by Wolfenstein 3D. And as it looked back over its life, the beach of its life, it could see two sets of footprints walking down the beach. And it went down with Wolfenstein 3D, and it looked at these footprints and it said, Wolf 3D, why are there two sets of footprints? And Wolfenstein replied and said, Call of Duty, it is because for your entire life, I was there with you. But Call of Duty, it noticed something while it looked. It could see that there were parts where there was only one set of footsteps. And it begged the question, Wolfenstein, when Call of Duty 3 came out on the console and not on PC, why did you abandon me? Wolfenstein turned to Call of Duty and said, my son, I didn't abandon you. Those are the times that I carried you. That's when I helped you along.
Woo!
Yes. Thank you. As you can tell, video games now are only great because they are standing upon the shoulders of their betters. Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein is why we have Call of Duty. Marathon is why we have Halo. Daggerfall is why we have Skyrim. So many games owe everything they've got to their betters from a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades ago. And if I might, I'd like to rebut some of the more idiotic points by the other team. It's interesting that they might bring up the arcade situation because, let's be honest, arcades are sort of dying, but their spirit lives on with microtransactions that eke every little bit of money that they can get from every single player. You know, 10 cents here, $2 there. All they ever do is they beg for more money. This is what modern games are bringing. A new way to make you pay for a game once and then pay for it endlessly after that. And speaking of the idea that games are now endless, that you can play Skyrim forever, ludicrous. Pac-Man was infinite as far as anyone was concerned.
Time warning.
You could play yeah, I know, right? I've got no concept of time, because, you know, I'm an idiot.
You don't have a concept of time because you're a rich one going to have to call it in the air. Yes!
It's interesting that they would bring up loading as well, waiting for things to load. When Grand Theft Auto 5 takes a good 10 minutes to load the first time. This is the latest technology, and yet I can start Zelda instantly. It is mind-boggling to hear their arguments. Just utterly terrifying to think that these are the people who represent modern gaming, especially in the face of glorious retro games like Pac-Man and Mario and Donkey Kong and Sonic the Hedgehog and melon farming Alex the Kid. Thank you very much.
That was awesome. Can I point out? Oh, actually, of course, it's for you. That's why he left that here. I just thought he was insanely generous. Isn't that cool? Here you go. Hey, achievement unlocked. Microphone. Please don't give me a microphone. I've had one all weekend.
Z, take the microphone, head up to the lectern.
Oh.
State